Critical hit Punch All Nazis takes place in the early days of World War II and combines high adventure with cosmic horror. All dates, locations, and historical events are thrown out the window in order to create a fun story, so don't put too much thought into historical inaccuracies. All accents are done poorly, but with love, and no disrespect is intended. Last time
on Critical Hit.
We've got word that the Germans are massing on the French border, and we suspect that they are going to be invading at any time.
Try to sneak up maybe to this truck type thing.
You boys hear them 2 FBI agents have been snooping around looking for stills? All slide down the side of the embankment next to the building entrance, and you are able to slip inside the mine. Shaft 13. You have entered the opening of mine shaft number 13. Your destiny, or your destination, for the stone tablet. It is very dark in here, but it does look like at one time there were lights running along the wall. There may be a switch that may still make them active, but you would have to test that out unless you brought your own flashlights or torches or anything like that. Electric torches.
I didn't.
Probably got a flashlight.
Okay. You pull out your flashlight, you turn it on, and this is. You can tell that this used to be a natural opening. A natural mine opening, but you can tell that over the years whenever they decided to turn this into an official mine, that they started bringing in machinery to carve out the opening and make it a little bigger. But you can definitely tell that this is a natural feature of the land, just this natural opening. The tunnel goes down into the darkness outside of your flashlight range. There is a rusty rail system there in the middle of the tunnel so that you can move coal or whatever people to and fro. There's even an overturned, rusted out mine cart that's there. And you are now just inside the entrance. You can hear laughter way off in the distance from the men standing around the fire.
Do we think that trying to mess with the lighting system would give us away? Or are we good with whatever torches we have?
Is there a panel out here where we're at?
There you can see about 10 feet down the tunnel. You can see that there is some kind of a lever that does look like it is wired into the lights hanging from the walls.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that would almost certainly also turn the lights on in the entrance, so maybe we should leave it for now.
Fair enough.
Move deeper into the cave.
You start to move down deeper into the cave, and after about 50 feet, it bifurcates. One, again, looks like it's more of a natural progression of the tunnel. The other one looks like it is definitely carved into the side of the tunnel. So the one that swerves off to the left looks like it's more of the natural opening. The one that goes to the right looks like it's definitely had some kind of a pneumatic hammer taken to it sometime in the past. There's a lot of dust and debris, and you can see a lot of tools and equipment lying around, broken bits of detritus and stuff.
I would like to look through some of this discarded equipment and see if there's something useful, like maybe some rope.
Yeah, there's definitely some rope. It's been sitting here probably since the mine shaft closed, so you'd have to take your chances with that. Yeah. You can also find a miner's lamp, helmet lamp.
Nice.
There's one of those. If you shake it, it sounds like there may still be some fuel in the lamp housing itself.
Okay. But remember the official rules of Octung Cthulhu. If it's a hat, it's mine.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll hand it. I'll hand it to Doc because I'm not gonna put that on my head.
Yeah.
I'll
We
mess
need
up
to
my
grow
hair.
you some extra heads for all these hats.
Maybe the next hat will do that.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what the fuel would be? Would it be just like kerosene?
Yeah, probably some kind of kerosene. I mean, so I'm sure if you had a lighter of some kind, you could light it up.
Or you have it burst? I mean, I'll try it. Worst case scenario. Isn't somebody a smoker? Doesn't somebody carry a...
Yeah, Dutch has a lighter.
Yeah, Dutch has like a schmancy lighter.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, do this at a point where eyebrows are safe, but I'm going to try and see if I can get a light on this thing.
Okay, you put the flame to the wick, and sure enough, it lights up and really starts to burn bright. This is maybe more of acetylene rather than a thick oil based thick oil like kerosene. And so it goes up pretty fast and is burning pretty hot and pretty bright. You can close a little glass over the front. What little good that will do if the thing decides to explode.
Right.
But you now have a miner's hat with a lamp on the end of it. If you put it on your head, it will give you +1 cover or +1 armor.
I shall place it on my head.
It explodes.
Dang it.
But you have +1 armor.
Yeah.
Against the explosion that it
Yeah.
just caused.
No, just kidding.
It does
Yeah.
seem
So now
like,
you are. Go ahead.
prime consequence bait.
Yeah.
or-
Right.
Yeah.
It turns out the hat is a mimic. Your head is now missing.
That'd be rad.
Yeah. So now it's burning much brighter. It's certainly brighter than the flashlight, and it gives you a chance to see even further down the split. Again, the left, the rail line continues down towards the left. To the right is just looks like man-made diggings and scrapings.
I guess we should try the natural one.
See, that's what I'm wondering. If whatever this is some sort of natural phenomenon.
Well, it's not. We know that the luminaries stuck that here, but I don't know that they would have carved out a whole mine shaft to do it. I wonder if they wouldn't just have tried to stick it down someplace that was already there that was like dark and stuff. So I don't know.
Especially if they were digging the other direction in order to do their mining.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
An idea as any.
Yeah, I think we should go the more natural one. I think the artifact would have been found if it was fully excavated.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Okay. So you head off towards the left, and again, the rail track goes off to the left as well and goes down the tunnel. There is just stuff scattered around everywhere: picks, shovels, fuses. You can see canteens that are scattered here. There are non-lamp miner hats here as well, just scattered all over the place, as if people had to leave the mine shaft in a hurry. You go down about 100 feet down this natural carving, and again, it's been enhanced. You can tell that in addition to the natural formation that was here, that people have chipped away at the tunnels here and there to widen it, to make sure that mine carts could get through here. You can see that there's some bracings up on the ceiling, and eventually you get down to a what looks like an elevator shaft going down into the earth.
I'll definitely grab some hats on the way.
Okay, everybody can have a +1 to their armor, but no additional light bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is an old mechanical elevator. It does look like it runs on some kind of electricity. Perhaps the electricity that also powers the lights in the mine shaft. And again, this shaft tends to go down and then it kind of drops almost again like a natural opening down into the darkness. But again, it's been modified to accommodate this lift that definitely carries a mine cart and would definitely carry 20 men easily up and down this mine elevator.
You said there was an abandoned rusty cart. Does it look like something that we could actually utilize, or is it just shot?
I don't know. Somebody with some kind of mechanical skills would probably have to observe on that.
Let's go.
Yep.
Okay, just give me a D2 on this one. It
A
will need to
D2
be
on what in engineering?
let's see. Probably insight or reason in engineering.
I like reason in engineering.
Okay. All right. Let's see if you can reason this up.
It's a D2. I've got a 14. Is this mechanical?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
With a
Yeah,
focus,
this is not an
so
electrical
I
cart.
Crit
Yeah.
on 4s and below. Do I want to spend a momentum here? Also, how much momentum do we have? I don't see it.
7.
Yeah, I'll spend a momentum since we've got
Okay.
7. 2 successes.
2 successes. Yep, because you crit on 4 and
4
below.
and lower.
Yeah, so 2 successes. Yeah, you can tell that this cart, even though it's turned over and kind of rusty, it probably will move along the track without much problem. You can see that there's piles of coal, like the cart was tipped over and all the coal and rocks came tumbling out. And so, yeah, it's definitely a working cart.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Do we try to climb down this mine shaft, or do we go back and turn the power on and see if we can use the elevator?
I think we should try using the elevator. We don't know how far down it is, and the only rope we have has been abandoned here on the floor. Do we even know when the shaft was abandoned?
Yep, the same day that the explosion happened.
When was that?
1920, let's see.
So more than a decade.
1912. 1912.
Oh, God, like almost 30 years. 30-year-old hemp rope versus the possibility of... I think we should try the elevator.
All right. Well,
You're
let's
trying
go
the
back
elevator?
and-
Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah. Unless there's
Okay.
like a separate circuit breaker out here.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
So we'll go back and
Okay. So you run back up the shaft. Sure enough, there's the switch. You pull the switch, and it takes a moment after you pull the switch, but you hear a very low and the lights immediately near the entrance do not flicker, but further down the mine shaft, you see a couple of lights go on. Many of these lights appear to be broken or burned out. But there's enough illumination so that you can see down the mine shaft. And as you follow it back down to the elevator, this elevator definitely runs on an electric winch. But it's going to, I would probably, before you all load it up into the elevator, I would probably check it out and make sure that it works.
the elevator, what is it, cart trolley or whatever is up where we are.
I mean, you would have to tip it over, but I mean, there's probably many mine carts throughout.
No, I'm
the
sorry.
mine.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh,
think of an
yeah.
elevator,
The
it's
elevator
like a box
itself.
platform.
Yeah. No, that's definitely up at the
Okay.
top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's send it down a bit and bring it back up and see.
All right, let's go. If you would roll me mechanical and I don't know. Yeah, let's do reason again.
Okay. D2.
D2.
All right. I'm going to use a momentum again.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes. So you get a momentum back. Yeah, you send it down a little bit. It sounds kind of squeaky. It makes a lot of noise when it first starts. But man, you're so far away from the entrance, it would be pretty difficult for somebody to hear that outside. Maybe, but who knows? But yeah, it goes down a little ways, and you can flip the switch again and bring it back up. As you're bringing it back up, you can sense a bit of a shimmy in the elevator. Like as it's coming back up, you can hear it groaning, and then before it comes to a rest back at the top of the shaft.
Nothing on the platform right now?
No, it didn't look like it.
Do we want
I mean, it's
to-
got a couple of rails so that you could roll one of the mine carts on it, but that's it.
That was what I was going to suggest. Do we want to move something on there that's going to be a little heavier and test that out before we put us on this thing?
Sure.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right. You're going to probably need to fix the cart up a little bit, Blisco. So you will also need to do a this time an engineering plus coordination to make sure that the wheels are where they need to be and are greased properly. There's probably some grease laying around for that, but you need to get this cart in working condition.
D2 again?
Yep.
All right. I'll spend another momentum.
Okay. Oh, 2 successes and a complication.
3 successes and a
3
complication.
successes and a complication. Because 14 is your mechanical, right?
My mechanical is 4, so that's critical.
Oh, right,
Also,
okay.
one of the successes is a 1.
Yeah.
Which is just always critical,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, the problem is the cart's still on its side and the wheels all check out. Looks like you can grease them. It's the problem is that you guys are going to have to upright it. And so that takes a little bit of time for you to upright the cart and get it aligned on the rails correctly. When you put it on the elevator, as you start to let it descend from the top, you can tell that there's a little slippage going on. And so if the 4 of you are going to ride this down, you're going to have to ride the elevator brake all the way up and all the way down.
Okay.
So that's the complication. Elevator shaft, question mark?
Doable.
Is the brake in the...
Yeah, so the elevator shaft has two functions, right? There's probably actually multiples of these, but in the mine shaft, in the mine elevator itself, you have controls to go up and down so that the person in the cart has the ability to move freely. But then outside the elevator shaft at the outside of this level, there is also a lever that can bring the elevator up and down. So presumably, depending on how far down this shaft goes, every level would also have an independent control to raise and lower the elevator.
Okay. How do we feel about it, Blisco?
It'll work, but it's going to be dangerous.
Well, sounds
dangerous or us dangerous?
Yeah.
Normal world dangerous?
Well, that's not so bad then.
Yeah.
All right.
Situation.
So you guys want to bring the cart too?
I think we should, just in case.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So you all load up onto the elevator, onto the platform, and you can see Blisco right next to the controls that say up and down. You can see that there's a little sign by the controls, and it looks like there are 4 levels to the mine shaft. Level 1, where you're at now. Level 2, level 3, and then where level 4 is, it says caution under construction.
Point at level 4.
All right. If you would, please roll me. Oh,
hold on.
Okay. I thought you said you were going to level 4.
Point at level 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, yeah, that seems like a good place to check.
Seems like the most likely.
If nothing else, we can start there and go up.
Yeah.
Also a good point.
Now, I'll take the dice roll.
All right. Brawn and engineering, D4, mechanical.
So brawn engineering.
Brawn and engineering, that's only a 13. D4.
Yep.
So it's 1 for 1, 3 for 2, 5 for 3.
Yep.
Do I do
You'd have to use up
5?
all your momentums.
We have 6.
Oh, 6 momentum.
Should be
yeah.
6 for 3, yeah.
Yeah, 6 for 3.
Oh, is it 6 for
Plus
3?
2 plus 3, yeah.
Okay.
Which of us would be the brawniest? Would it be Blisco?
I mean, Blisco's the
assume-
engineeringest.
Yeah, I would assume someone is slightly, or is at least as brawny, if not brawnier than I am.
No.
However...
No, you're all the same brawn. Except for Brian, who is weaker than you guys.
Okay.
There you go.
So I guess there's that. However, the mechanical engineering aspect of this means it should be a Blisco roll just for the extra dice to be successes at lower level.
Right.
Do I want to use all 6 momentum?
Where some of us could assist.
How are you looking as far as fortune?
I have a fortune.
Okay. I would say go ahead and use all the momentum. And then enjoy the ride when we end up crashing anyway. Because a deep, like when you look at like the probability of like succeeding at a roll, like a difficulty 4 roll is like incredibly difficult.
I mean, has anyone ever rolled 5 dice yet? I say let's go.
Nope, no one has rolled 5 dice in this game yet.
Yeah. Second question, what Matthew was asking.
Sure. First of all, identify the primary roller, Rob, and the assisting characters, whoever is going to do that. Both of you roll your dice, both the primary and the assisting character roll the number of d20s that they need. Assisting characters only roll 1 d20, and then you combine your successes against the relevant skill and target numbers. So, Matthew, you would need to be rolling brawn plus engineering and beat that in addition to... actually, let me double check this here. Any successes? Both. It says check both characters' dice rolls against the relevant skill and target number. So I'm guessing that would be 14, would be Blisco's number. Any successes from the assisting character are added to the total successes of the primary character.
Okay. So you said roll 1 die, right?
Yeah, it'd be 1 d20.
1 d20. Yep, and I get 0 successes.
Okay.
So
Rob gets to roll 5 d20.
Oh,
4 successes.
Yep, 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. Oh, you're 13. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
I said brawn, not reason.
Yep. So, yeah. It's pretty scary, but you slowly start to go down the elevator shaft. Probably not very fast. I would take it slow if you could. Your hand is riding the brake the entire time, and you can feel the weight of the elevator plus the people plus the minecart really trying to pull away from the electrical winch up at the top of the shaft. And you can tell that it probably would have been a good idea to check that winch and make sure that it was properly oiled too. But you go down little by little by little. You pass level 2, and you can see that through the light into the 10 feet or 20 feet or whatever that you can see down that shaft, that it looks fairly normal, though you do see a lot of tools that are scattered everywhere, like people left this area in a very fast hurry. You go down a little bit more, and you get to shaft, or you get to level 3, and you can tell that this is an area that looks like there was a fire. Everything is charred, very black. And you can see a couple of skeletons lying on the ground near the entrance where you would load up onto the elevator platform. And you continue to go past that down into the bottom level. And you get down to the bottom, and you see lots of burn marks, not as many as you saw up above, but yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff down here as you come to a stop. It's almost like this was maybe a temporary dumping area for the miners in this area, and as you step off the platform, You notice that the ground is covered with a thick mat of something.
Can you vague that up a little more? Is there?
I mean, are you going to look down and examine it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Your
The light from your headlamp catches something glistening on the floor, and the floor looks like it's moving and undulating. And as you get down close, down on your knees to look at this, you realize that this is just a thick mat of gross, creepy insects all piled together, wriggling over each other in all directions, going down deep into the into whatever opening that's here. Everybody, please roll me a will plus resilience D2.
I'm gonna use
Because
my
this is
gauntlets.
gross and disgusting, especially if you're somebody that doesn't like bugs.
Eh.
It is slimy and gross.
I grew up on a farm. Like,
And these are like bugs you haven't really seen. There's like giant
I mean,
crickets.
there's
Bugs
bugs.
are
and then
bugs.
There's bugs.
There's centipedes, millipedes, Googlepedes.
Whoa.
Ramblepedes.
Yeah, something with a lot of eyes scurries underneath. 2 successes for Valentino. No problem. No
bugs
problem
are
for
bugs
you.
are bugs.
Blisco is like, it's just bugs, everybody. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'll pick one up and eat them if I have to.
I'm called Bug Eater, for crying out loud. Like, bugs are bugs. Why did I even have to make this wrong?
Carlos succeeds and actually gets you guys a momentum back. Very good. But Doc, unfortunately, has his hand deep in this stuff. And this stuff, these bugs creep you out. And you take 3 mental stress, piercing 1.
So I take 1 mental stress.
Yep.
Okay. We got bugs. I don't even know what that was.
Yep. I mean, I would say we're here.
I think we found the source of.
Do these bugs seem aggressive? Like,
no, they look like they have been feasting on whatever has been down here for the last 30 years.
Okay.
And maybe something else. Who knows?
Do they seem to be carnivorous?
I mean, I don't know. What do bugs eat? They eat carrion and decaying stuff and whatever.
None of them seem to be coming after us at this point.
No, not now.
Okay.
Some of them definitely don't like the light and start to move away.
Good. I'll keep pointing lights at them. I feel like this is a situation.
Only the biggest roaches. Only the 8-inch roaches scatter from the light.
We prefer to say palmetto.
Oh no, these are roaches.
Yes, so are palmettos, but we prefer to say palmetto.
Yeah, it's like, you change the name.
Don't try to glorify a roach. It's kind of like a rat, right? It's like a rat is a rat.
We prefer to say large rodent.
Yes, cuddly and friendly.
As they gnaw off your face.
All right.
The shaft seems to go down a little ways. Somebody, please, Doc, because you have the brightest light. Roll me 1d20, please.
1d20 to see if I notice the Cthulhu in the shadows.
A 4. This area does not look very safe. You can see that there has not been a lot of work done in this area to shore up the ceiling, and the areas that you can see, this does not look like a natural area. This is definitely something that people have been hacking away at.
We need to tread carefully, gentlemen. This place is not stable.
Okay, proceed cautiously.
Okay, you are able to proceed cautiously for about 50 feet, and then you notice a giant opening. And the opening empties into a big, like, almost a cathedral type space, like they've cracked open a chamber, and it's just full of stalactites and stalagmites. And it's, as the light from both your flashlight and your headlamp shine around the room, it is It's kind of peaceful. This looks like the only entrance in and out of this space. But the rocks and everything do seem very calming.
So stalactites stick tight to the ceiling, whereas stalagmites might pierce your skull. Is that correct? Or do I have that backwards?
Grow from the ground.
Which one goes up?
Stalactites are the ones that hang. You were correct. The one with the C in it is in the ceiling. The one with the G in it is in the ground.
Got it.
Your mnemonic was correct. You just took a sharp left at the end.
Okay. Well, I couldn't remember where they stabbed you. I just remembered that they might.
Yeah, stalactites cling tight to the ceiling.
Right. Stalagmites might.
It's really nice and pretty. You can see a lot of the like lime and something blue and something green as the stalactites and stalagmites. Some of them have reached and joined together, and so it kind of looks like these columns. This is a very peaceful, beautiful area.
When you say pretty and peaceful and beautiful, do we feel like that's a natural phenomenon, or is that like we're being
what do you mean?
into a sense of being eaten? Well, Doc is super paranoid. Does he feel like it's actually like peaceful, or is it one of those moments where
I'll tell you what, why don't you roll a an will plus resilience.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
Will plus resilience.
Yeah. No successes. Yeah, it's almost like as you're looking around, you wish that you could spend some more time down here because this is very calming and relaxing.
I love it here.
I mean, it's unlike anything that you've seen. You've probably never been to an underground. Doc has probably never been to an underground feature like this. So this may be your first time actually really seeing stalactites and stalagmites in their natural glory.
Right.
Being as old as these are, I mean, in order for a cave system to fuse your stalactites and stalagmites, that takes millions of years or hundreds of years, however those things work. Calcium deposits and dripping. You are near light.
It depends on the material.
Yeah. But it's an awe-inspiring sight.
Aww.
No, not that kind of awe.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go, Blisco. Blisco, why don't you roll me a will plus resilience?
Now, why do I open my mouth?
Why do you open your mouth?
Should just be muted.
I've been asking for 15 years.
Will and resilience, you said?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Hey, one success. You may, you find this very relaxing. So relaxing, in fact, that if you have any mental stress, you may clear one mental stress.
Blisco's not stressed at all.
Okay, then you are super relaxed.
It's pretty down here, guys.
Yeah.
It is. I wish we could just stay here. If we were to just smash the elevator, we could stay here forever.
I don't think we need to smash the elevator to stay here forever. That elevator is barely holding on as it is. I'll try to look around to see if there's anything man-made around here.
No, in fact, as you shine your flashlight around, I mean, this is a pretty big chamber. It's easily 40, 50 feet long and probably about 20 feet high. It's pretty clear that the opening that you are all standing at, that was the first time that this area has ever been broken into.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Okay. And the chamber doesn't lead anywhere else?
No, there are no more entrances or exits here.
Is there any sort of water?
You hear dripping. You hear constant dripping.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Well, this is all very pretty, but I don't think whatever the luminaries hid is here, right?
I don't think so.
Doesn't seem
Is there any way further?
No, this chamber's closed. In fact, it looks like the only reason why where they even found it is because they blasted into it or cut into it. Otherwise, this would be completely separate.
All right.
Okay. Let's go up to the fire level.
Okay. You get back into the elevator, and inch by inch, you slowly start to rise. And again, you can feel the elevator just kind of shaking as you're doing it. It does not like the weight of 30 years suddenly being put upon it. And eventually you get up to level 3. Level 3, as I said, is the most damaged. There's lots of burns and scorch marks all along the wall. And you can see some skeletons scattered about here and there. You know, they're almost like they're dying. Just as they were dying, they were trying to reach the elevator in desperation.
Sure.
So you see, people stretched out and fallen into position as they were trying to reach the elevator. There is a lot of debris here. The ceiling looks very, very unstable in this area, but it does extend into a little bit of the darkness. Unfortunately, you may be able to see there may be like one light on this level that's still working, but if this was where the mine explosion happened, this is the place where the most damage would occur. And so electric lights here probably are not going to be super functioning or many at all.
All right, we'll just rely on flashlights and helmet lights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You start to proceed down the shaft, and again, there is a mine. There's a track that runs down the middle, and you can see several tipped over carts here. You can see maybe one person tried to hide or shelter themselves from whatever was happening behind one of the carts, but he has also kind of decayed away to nothingness. It's like a skeleton wearing a miner's hat and Levi jeans because they'll survive anything.
Right.
You can't kill Levi's.
Yeah.
Those things are good.
Those things last forever. Listen, Levi, if you would like to come and sponsor this episode of Critical Hit, we'd be more than happy to accept your contribution.
Like, guys, that skeleton looks good.
Yeah.
So stylish.
So you can see down this shaft, this looks to be where a lot of the work was going on, because down this main shaft, you can see branching off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 branches branching off in all directions from this main thoroughfare, if we want to call it that.
So 7 different things to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Do we go together or do we split up?
Nah, let's go together.
Yeah, I don't want to.
So just think of like a clock starting at, I don't know, like 8 o'clock position. You guys are at the 6 o'clock position, and from the 8 o'clock position all the way over to the 4 o'clock position, the shafts are evenly spaced.
So 8, 10, 12, 2, 4. No. If there's 7 of them.
Be like 8, 10:30, 11, 12, 1, 2, 4. You go where the coal is, man.
Go where the coal is, man.
Right. Let's go, I guess, clockwise from where we are.
Okay.
Unless we see any other indication.
Sure, you can do an observation check. Observation plus insight, D2.
Okay. One success.
One success. It looks like this area has been widened out, but in areas where it's not widened out, you can tell that this is natural formations again. And you can tell certainly that there are 7 openings, each of them having a, the little wooden beam and lintel system for each of the openings.
Okay. Let's just go to the one that clockwise would be first from where we're at.
So that would be the 8 o'clock one?
Yeah.
All right. Who is going to be in the lead on this one?
I'll take the lead.
I hate to say it, I have a hat.
Oh, you do have a hat, so maybe you should.
All right, Matthew, roll me a D20.
A single D20.
A single D20.
All right.
16. Oh, you are able to go down a little ways and find a dead end.
Okay. Let's roll back.
There's lots of, as you're going through, there's lots of stuff. Picks, shovels, hammers, another dead body or two.
I'll grab a pick, actually.
Okay.
I'll try to find one that looks.
Yeah, some of these, so going down this area, you can tell like the front part of the shaft has been burned, but as you go back deeper, there's less charring the deeper back you go. So you're able to find a pick that does not have a burnt handle on it.
Okay. All right. Let's head back and go down the next one.
All right. Who is going to roll that one? Who's leading on that one?
I'll lead this one.
Okay. So roll me 2 D20s.
4 and 18.
Yeah, so you start to head down this one. This one starts to look very promising.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, you get past a couple of mine carts and you can see the coal vein right there on the wall. And this one also kind of just peters out into kind of a big pit or a big pile of rock and debris, almost like this is where they were doing some recent excavation of coal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nothing down this one.
Okay. Well, that's 2 down. Head back. Go down the next one.
All right, who's going to go down the 1131?
Sure.
All right, Blisco, roll me 3 D20s. Yeah, this one goes back quite a ways, and the further back you go, the more this area looks like it's not really been. I mean, it looks like there's been fresh mining in this area, but it also looks like this may be a little bit more of a natural opening than stuff that's just been blasted out of the mountain. And as you kind of look back down the tunnel, you can kind of see that the main part of the main tunnel before it branches off, you can kind of tell that, yeah, maybe these two were connected in some way. And here is where you make a startling discovery. Piles of bones, not bodies, but piles of bones here and there. Almost like these bodies were blasted apart. So you see bits of bone, bits of skull. You may see an arm, your funny bone, your tibula and your fibula are all scattered about. You see, what looks like a hand on the ground, a skeletal remains of a hand. And you also, if someone will roll me, how about you, Valentino, since you haven't gotten to roll yet? Give me a insight plus an observation check. D2.
All righty.
Ooh, only one success. Yeah, this is kind of weird to see all these bodies scattered about this way, but you can tell that as you start to move down further, like it's becoming more of a natural space and less of a mined space.
Okay.
And eventually you get to a spot where you see something kind of buried in kind of a little bit of the rubble, like behind rocks. It doesn't look like a natural rock. All this rock would probably be, I don't know what coal, what kind of rock coal is typically in, but this is a rock that's definitely not of this mountain.
Okay, that's interesting. I go over and look at it, check it out.
Okay, so yeah, you start to pull some of the rubble and the rock away. It's almost like people were mining in this area. This is the area that also has the biggest scorch marks on the wall. Like this is the center of the blast. And Cisco, why don't you roll me an observation and insight if you would?
Me?
No, not Cisco. I mean, not Blisco. I mean Dutch. Sorry, Carlos.
Okay. I thought you combined some names there.
Yeah, no, I was combining some names there. So yes, Carlos, if you would roll me an observation and insight.
1 success.
1 success. Yeah, you don't. You notice that this is looks like a pretty smooth, large stone underneath all of this debris.
Okay. I'll try to move the debris and see if I can get at it.
Yeah, okay. It's probably going to take several of you to do. So why doesn't everybody roll me a brawn plus athletics check? And I'll make it easy on you because you guys need some momentums. These will only be D1s. Brawn plus athletics.
Well, let's see.
It's only a D1, Valentino.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 3 successes, so you get 2 back on that, and then Blisco also had 2 successes, so you get 1 back on that. So your momentum is at 4. Yeah, man, Valentino, as you're moving all these rocks around, you really don't like what this does to your hands. This stuff is gross and dirty, and there's probably bad things in the air, and you do not want to have anything to do with moving all of this black coal out of the way. Doc, maybe it's because you're underground. Maybe it's because, the acetylene the gas is affecting your brain or something, but you find out that you are pretty worn out very quick. And so you and Valentino both stand aside as Blisco and Dutch clear away the rubble. And when you do, you find a large granite stone. It is probably 2 feet wide by 4 feet long. It has on the side that you're looking at, you don't really notice any markings, but you can tell that this was a carved stone. And the makers tried to make this as flat as you possibly could. And it's about 3 inches thick.
Okay. You said that there's no carvings on it. It's just flat.
Not on this side. Not on this side that you can see.
All right. We'll try to move it a little. Is it
who's going to move it a little? Who's going to move it a little?
I'll move it a little.
All right. Is anybody going to assist? Because this is going to be a brawn plus athletics, and it's going to definitely be a D3.
I too will assist if we
Okay.
can all do it.
So if everybody, everybody can roll brawn plus athletics. Valentino and Doc, or I'm not Valentino. Blisco and Doc only roll a D20, 1 D20, and Rodrigo, Dutch, you can roll as many as you think you need.
I'll spend a momentum.
Okay.
Yep.
I get nothing.
Nothing. 1. And Doc. And 1. So what did I say? A D3? Oh no, this is hard. This is really hard to move. You have to grunt and groan, and just when you think you're going to be able to tip it back, guys, your fingers slip and the rock slams back up against the wall. This thing is heavy. This thing has got to be over 300 pounds.
Everybody got their fingernails?
Yeah.
This may be a 4-man job, Valentino.
All right. Do you still have the pickaxes?
Yeah. There's pickaxe here. The one that Carlos has. Yeah. The rest, there's you see metal here, but there's no wood here.
So maybe wedge one under and kind of try to lever it up.
Ooh, okay. Who's going to do that?
That's his idea.
I think I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. You're going to do it? Okay, Valentino, then you will need to. So Rodrigo will need to roll a brawn plus athletics, D3, assisted by everybody, except Valentino, you need to roll an engineering plus brawn.
Okay.
Quick question, Valentino.
Yeah.
Slightly better. Yes.
Give me that.
Okay.
All right. Valentino, you may now go back to brawn and athletics, while Blisco can do brawn and engineering.
All right, I'll spend another momentum.
Okay.
All right. Are we doing just
Matthew and Valentino, or Doc and Valentino, are rolling 1d20. Blisco is rolling whatever his target is, 1d20, and then Carlos is rolling the brawn plus athletics.
All right. And you said brawn and engineering, right, Stephen?
Yeah, brawn and engineering. Yeah,
that's 2 successes.
All right.
1 success.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Did Carlos got 1 success? Blisco got 2 successes, and Matthew assisted. Yeah. With 1 success.
Like
yeah. So you guys are eventually able. Thankfully, Blisco took the pickaxe from Valentino before anybody got hurt, and he used some mechanical smarts, and he was able to use that as a pry, and you guys were able to flip this thing over on its back, and now you can see kind of glowing. There's like a bluish light in this space, and you see that the top of this stone tablet is just covered in carvings. There are symbols from various cultures. There looks to be at least 2 different languages that you instantly recognize, Dutch. You can see that there is something in an Italian, and you can see that there is something in Latin carved into this. The other one, I don't know if you recognize like Greek or not, if that's one of your languages.
Yeah,
I do.
he speaks Greek.
Oh, he speaks Greek? Okay, yeah. So you can definitely see there's also something here in a very archaic Greek language as well. And kind of, it's not like, I don't know how they would have done this in the 1500s, but there's like this bluish, dusty crystal embedded throughout all of the letters, which cause the letters to kind of glow in the spot. As you continue to look, you can see in one corner, the stone has been chipped. Like somebody had hit it with a pickaxe or something and had a section of the stone chip off. But otherwise, the stone, the tablet is intact.
Does that look like it might be shaped like, I don't know, certain pendants that we've recently seen? Or
I mean, the last time you saw this was back in October, like 4 months ago, and you guys have seen Clyde oftentimes without his shirt on, and he had his dog tags, plus he had the necklace that he wasn't supposed to be wearing. And this does the stone does look very familiar, like it is the same type of stone that you see here. So yeah, a good reasoning there, Doc, would tell you that this is probably the stone where Clyde got his necklace from.
All right. I try to read the Latin, which is probably going to be closest to the Latin I know.
Okay. Yeah, it takes you a little bit of time to kind of figure this out, but it is definitely something about we open the gates to keep things safe. That's really all that you can make out on this. And that's also, if you were to speak a little Greek, it also says some of the same things. We open the gate to keep things safe.
Okay.
Same thing in Greek.
All right. Well, I think we found our prize here.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep. We
the thing.
We lift it over our heads and it immediately crushes us.
Everybody, if you're going to try to pick this up and carry it, everybody's going to have to give me brawn and athletics.
Well, where is the last card?
Yeah, so
rail?
if it hadn't been for this big explosion, where you're at, the rails are all twisted and gnarled. So you're going to have to at least carry this 20 feet to get to good track. And then you're going to have to find a mine cart. You remember that there was one in the main shaft that the man was trying to hide behind. We assume it's a man because he's a miner, but
we brought a mine cart that.
That's down at the elevator.
Okay. Oh, so there would be a closer one here. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
If you wanted to service it and get it on the rail, and then you'd have to take the one that's on the elevator off, or you could go all the way back to the elevator and
grabbing the one from the elevator seems easier since it should already be aligned with the tracks.
Yeah.
And I got it working.
Let's go do that.
Bring it back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so who's going to go rush? Or is somebody going to stay with the stone, or are you just sending one person back, or all four of you going? Or
I'll stay with
this is
the
probably
stone.
this is probably a 2-person job to get the mine cart down the tracks.
I'll Blisco and I will go get the cart. You two stay
Okay.
here.
All right.
Hey, Valentino.
Yeah.
While they're going, do you suppose that any of these piles of bones has a corresponding spirit?
I mean, possible if they haven't all moved up to the church there. There's quite a few of them up there. I could take a look, see.
Worth checking?
Yeah. I'll put on the mask.
Yeah, you put on the mask and you look around in the darkness. Doc will have to turn his head in the directions that you want to look. And yeah, sure enough, way back in the corner, the back of where this chamber ends, you see somebody cowering in a little ball, and it looks like they're crying.
Can you see anything?
Yeah, seems to be someone over here. Hey, hello there?
No, God, no. The burn. It burned so bad. Make it stop.
Hey, take it you're a miner here?
Oh, God, yes. And he turns and looks up at you, and you can see half of his face is missing, and one of his arms is missing. Almost like it was blown apart. Roll me a will plus resilience D2.
Okay. Are we out of momentum right now?
Sorry. You should have 3 momentum.
3. I'll just go with the flat 2.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes.
All right. Yeah, this startles you at first, but you've seen enough horrors at this point where this does not bother you. But this man is clearly distressed over having been blown apart and hurt.
Would you know how to make your way to the church, perhaps?
I'm not a church man.
I think you might go there nonetheless. They might be able to help you out.
Oh, I'm just so scared, and it burns.
Yeah. Like I say, I'd probably head up there, and I think they can treat you, maybe.
Oh, you think so? Everyone left me. Everyone left me.
Sorry, but yeah, I think they're up there, man.
Oh. And he just continues to cower in the corner.
All right.
What's he saying?
Gonna go ahead and slip off the mask.
Okay. He disappears.
Yeah, I don't think that particular soul is going to be of any help. Not seeing any luminaries around. Just one lost miner.
And he wouldn't listen to you when you tried to tell him where to go?
Like I say, he seems to be a little bit lost.
He's been floating in the hoary netherworld for 20-odd years. I imagine he's probably not a lot left to him. Ugh. That's a horrifying thought.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't know what much else I could do for him, but
still horrifying.
Yeah. I don't suppose there's like any handy iron rods that we could like start rolling this thing.
No, you don't really see anything like that. This area looks very, very damaged. A few moments later, you hear the squeak, squeak, squeak of a mine cart, and then Blisco and Carlos arrive.
Here come the fellers.
All right, let's get ready to try to lift this thing again.
Yeah, so all 4 of you are going to have to do brawn plus athletics, and I'm going to need a D1 if you're all working together on this.
Okay.
Everybody just does 1?
Just D1 from everybody. Yeah.
Are we rolling with 2 dice or?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
It's only
right.
D1. It's
D1
D1.
Yep, sorry,
We're
Everybody
not
needs a
assisting
D1.
someone.
Right.
We're
right.
all rolling the same check. Okay.
Right.
Yep, that's what I was confused by too.
Alrighty.
2 successes from Doc.
Hey, X success.
A success from
Blisco.
Blisco.
I think
Success
I
from
rolled
Valentino.
wrong.
2 successes from Doc, and he didn't even roll both dice.
I know,
Yes.
right? I'm just that awesome.
And then Carlos, a couple of successes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So together you can all lift and get it onto the mine cart, and you can start rolling it away from this location. Who was Carlos? Since you were the last person to roll, how about you roll me a single D20?
Uh-oh. This is to
Higher is better in this case, I will say. Okay, 13. Yeah, as you start to roll the tablet and the cart down the tunnel, you can hear like a rumbling, and you can feel the ground kind of shake a little bit, and little bits of rock and stone and dust come falling down from the ceiling onto your heads. This area is very, very unstable.
All right, let's hustle.
Yep. But not so fast that we shake the ceiling.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise being made by this minecart on the tracks. It's like, metal on metal that hasn't been oiled in 30 years. And so it's like a really squeaky stuff echoing around the chamber. You get it back to the elevator, and now you've got 350 more pounds on this elevator. Let's go. You're going to need to do a D4 to see if you guys can make it all the way back up to the top without incident.
I've got 6 momentum again.
You do have 6 momentum again.
Oh, God. Would someone like to assist? I assume this is Brawn and Engineering again.
It's Brawn and Engineering, yeah. Mechanical.
I'd be happy to assist. I mean, we're all the same brawny.
Yeah. Can multiple people assist on this?
Yeah, I think so. Describe how somebody would assist running an up-down lever.
So he's trying to ride it, right? He's like engaging it and disengaging it.
Yeah.
Does the elevator have an access panel to the mechanism itself?
No, but the way this works is you are in kind of a box, and the box has 6. Let's see. Yes, 6 beams, 4 in each corner, and then 1 in the middle of each, except for where the stuff goes in and out. So I guess that's 7 beams, and they all come to kind of a point, a roof where the winch attachment is. And why don't you, Dutch, give me an observation and insight, I guess. Observation and insight. We'll make this a D1.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. You can tell when you are getting onto the platform and everything is kind of moving around, you can tell that by the way that the weight is distributed on the elevator itself, that is probably contributing to the additional strain that the motor is taking on.
Okay.
So I think what everybody would need to do in this case is, if you're assisting, you're going to need to do an agility and athletics check, D1 for whatever your agility and athletics check is, to try to balance out the elevator platform to distribute the weight evenly. Right. While Blisco is doing his brawn and mechanical engineering with the target of a D4.
Okay.
Does that make sense to everybody? So that everybody's trying to balance out everything so that you're getting a nice, clean, smooth ride to the surface.
Yep.
All right.
Ability plus athletics.
Crud.
Ah.
Okay.
Wait, are we rolling only 1 die?
Yeah, only 1 die because you're assisting.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said us.
That's okay. You rolled 0.
I know, but still.
So did I.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right.
All right.
All right, Bliska. It's all you.
Are you going to use all the momentums?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey!
Good job.
Natural 4 successes too.
Natural 4 successes. Very good. Very, very good. It is super tense. You at times think you hear something cracking as you guys are riding up the elevator, and you can just, Blisco, what are you thinking as you feel this thing groaning and you can feel the motor vibrating in the hands as you're trying to control this lever? What's going through your mind?
Hold it, go. Hold it, go. Just like,
yeah, and it's shaking, and you can again, let's see who rolled the last. Dutch again. Please roll me a 1d20. Ooh, a 1. This is not good because you can feel part of the system below you start to collapse. Like there is a cave-in happening below you right at this instant. Fortunately, no one is taking any damage, but if there's a cave-in here, it could continue towards the top of the mine.
Let's all chant along with Blisco. Hold it, hold it, hold it, go.
yeah,
It is a scary couple of minutes because this is not a 30-second elevator trip. This is like 3, 4, 5 minutes to get up to the top. And as you get up to the top, you can again feel more vibrations coming through the shaft as almost like something is chasing you to the top. You have reached level 1.
Let's get off the elevator before the whole thing falls.
You shoved them.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Everybody give me, this will be a D2. Everybody give me an agility plus athletics. D2.
Agility plus athletics.
Yep.
You.
No success.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. You guys are pushing as hard as you can. Dutch is putting his back into it, and the minecart is slowly going down the tracks. There's a lot of rattling. Very quickly, Doc trips on one of the ties that keep the track together, and you fall flat on your face, and you take 1 physical damage.
Just my armored hat.
Yeah, your armor can take that up. Fortunately, you hit your head on the ground, and your helmet it gives you a little bit of ring in your ears, but otherwise you are okay. Blisco, the same thing happens. You are also trying to run alongside, and there's a break on this minecart, and your finger gets pinched in there as Dutch is running this thing as fast as he can down the mine shaft, and so your finger is pinched in this metal, and you take 3 physical damage to your finger. It may be broken.
What's 2 damage?
Okay.
Is brawn armor correct?
Yep.
You have.
Why do I feel like you guys
broken
take like way more damage from me than from the enemies?
Yeah.
Why do we feel that, Rodrigo?
I'm literally not doing anything. All I did was succeed on a roll.
Yep.
Why?
Let's see. So, Blisco, you're at 9.
Yeah.
Doc, you're at 8 still.
Let's see. 8 open.
And Valentino and Dutch, you're at 13.
Yep.
Okay.
12, I believe.
Oh, okay. 12. All right. Fine by me. 12 it is. Yeah. So, lots of dust starts to fly up from the mine shaft or from the elevator shaft behind you, and you are no more than 20 feet away from that shaft when the whole elevator system just collapses and falls down, and you just hear wrenching of metal and screeching of things and just boom, 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 all the way down as all of this stuff, and the ground is shaking very violently now. You guys round the corner, and you make it to the entrance of the mine.
Now we start shooting at people.
Ooh. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's look around and see if any of those guys heard all the racket.
Yeah. Take a quick peek outside.
Yeah. have heard you or known something that was coming because they're surrounding you in a big circle. All their guns are pointing at you.
Do they see
And behind the circle of men, there's at least, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men. There is a large, very expensive car that is there. It's a fancy car, Rodrigo. You would recognize this. Rich recognize Rich.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those. And one of the men goes over and he opens the door, and this big giant foot comes out and plants down on the ground. This has got to be like a size 13 shoe. And then another giant foot comes out and plants on the ground. And squeezing out of the door is the largest man you have seen. This man is big, and he's bloated, and his skin is pockmarked and just disgusting on so many different levels. He's got a bald head. He stands up, and you can tell he's been sweating profusely because he takes a handkerchief out of his pocket and he's dabbing his forehead. He has got to be twice the size of anybody there. And he slowly lumbers up to you. So, the wizard has finally found me. You think you can take the tablet?
I'm sorry. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Don't you dare talk to Mr. Underhill like that. He's talking to you. You listen, son. That'll be enough, Jeremy. Yes, sir. I am Mr. Underhill. The owner of this mine. He takes a deep breath. I smell a liar among you. I'm a cheater. It's what that old wizard would want. To send the worst.
Yeah, so we're just gonna take this in the name of like the United States government or whatever. It's okay.
You'll
you can
do
take it.
No such thing. And then he stops suddenly, and this big bulk of a man just kind of spins and turns towards you, Valentino. You have the mask. Give it to me. And he stretches out his hand towards you, and no fooling. Your body is pulled toward his hands, his outstretched hands, until he is able to grasp you by the lapel with one giant, like, meaty fist. This thing's big as a ham. And he just pulls you close and says, "Where did you get the mask? You should not have this unless the wizard is close to completing his ritual."
I think that's not going to be a concern of yours. Can I pull out my gun and shoot him in the face?
Yes.
Sure, you can try. Go ahead. Yeah. Pull out your gun, shoot him in the face. D6.
See if it helps.
D6?
Yep.
Wait, D6 to hit him?
Yep.
Okay.
No, don't roll a D6.
No,
the difficulty is 6.
The difficulty is 6.
Oh,
you need 6 successes.
Okay. Ooh, dang. I was confused as to... Okay, difficulty 6.
You pull out your gun, and he just laughs, and with his other hand, he swats your gun out of your hand, and it goes flying, and you hear it hit the side of the building that is the entrance to the shaft. And if you all look over, you can see that the gun is embedded into the wall of the building. The Key of Solomon cannot fall into the wrong hands. I've lived too long for that to happen.
Wait, I know. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it from the wrong hands, man. So maybe we can just talk this out.
I'm listening.
All right. Well, we're trying to keep this away from the Nazis.
I've heard of them. Go on. Why do they want the artifacts?
Because they want to open the way.
The stink of the liar is too strong. And he takes a step back, still holding you, Valentino.
Something about Carcosa. They're trying to get to Carcosa?
The Nazis are trying to get to Carcosa, so they're after the Key of Solomon. Then why are you after the artifacts?
To prevent that from happening.
And who are you, little man?
Well, just a soldier who got dragged into a whole mess of weird stuff, and all I really know is that basically, if anything that the Nazis want that bad, we want to not let them have it.
Roll a
Let's see.
will plus
Persuasion.
will plus persuasion. Yeah.
Oh, hey. Not the worst thing.
The hand that was your gun hand kind of hurts.
Yeah.
Hey, two successes. I belonged to an organization years ago that was also tasked with protecting the Key of Solomon. Do you know what that organization was?
You're not talking about the luminaries by any chance, are you?
I am talking about the luminaries. Very good.
Okay. Yeah, well, in that case, yeah, I think we might potentially actually be on the same side here.
What are your intentions with the artifacts?
I say our main intention is just to make sure that they don't get used. I say Nazis seem to want it for this Carcosa place, and we just want to stop them from going there.
And I'll point out that we were sort of set on this by a luminary.
The organization is still around.
Well, that guy did get killed.
What was his name?
His name was the guy from Belgium, whose name I don't remember.
I would have to
Mr. Riddle?
Mr.
Yeah,
Riddle.
Mr. Riddle.
Mr.
Yep.
Riddle, yeah.
Riddle. I remember a riddle. But that is not the same man. He would have died long ago.
Yeah, this might have been Riddle Jr.
Might have been.
I can understand the long line of protectors. If you are gathering the artifacts, then you will need to destroy the Key of Solomon. Not just keep these Nazis from it, because they will always find a way to it. You will need to destroy it completely.
Okay, I think that's something we can work towards.
You have the mask.
We have the mask.
And you have the tablet. What else have you gathered?
Oh, we got an orb. And so we haven't got the dagger yet. No, we got a book.
Very good.
Yeah, like I say, we know of a dagger that's last known location was in St. Petersburg, but we haven't gotten that as of yet.
You know a lot.
Yeah,
good researchers.
Well, talked to Luminary, who had been long
You've used
dead.
the mask?
That I have. Spoke with
Interesting.
Pontus. Yeah.
He pulls you really close to his face, and you can just, this guy's, his lips are blue. He's got like varicose vein marks on his cheeks and his nose, and his eyes are this piercing, brilliant blue color, and he's looking right into your eyes. I see it. Interesting. And he sets you down onto the ground. So you have the mask that lets you speak with spirits.
Yeah.
You've got the stone tablet to shield from harm. You've got the glass orb that reveals secrets. You've got the book to unlock a charm. That contains the spells, by the way.
Yeah, I've been reading it over.
The dagger is indeed in Russia. I know one went to the Netherlands.
Do we know which one?
I believe
Now,
it is
is
called
he-
Holland now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he said Netherlands, not like. Yeah. Okay.
And the ring. Have you found the ring?
I don't think so.
No, don't believe we have.
Interesting. Should have been the easiest to find. It is hidden in plain sight.
Well, we heard something was.
As long as the Nazis are as dense as us, it should be safe.
Well, you can certainly be smarter than this group. And he turns around and looks at all the guards. You were tasked with guarding this location and keeping anyone from entering it. And these 4 were able to get in with ease. There will be a reckoning. God, no. Oh, jeez. One of them starts to run off. And he stops, like some force is grabbing him. And he is dragged back down to the group with the rest of you and slammed on his back. And his breath is knocked out of him. Very well. If you are indeed on the side of light, then I will let you take this. With a warning. Carcosa is not a place that you will venture into lightly. It will warp your minds. It will show you your worst nightmares. It may drive you insane. Jeremy. Yes, sir. Bring that truck around. Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. And he goes running off down towards where your truck is, where you parked it.
Okay.
There's a big hulking man standing there looking at you. Think the Kingpin, if that helps you out.
Yeah.
So
Solomon Kingpin.
Does he seem to be human?
Oh, yeah.
Just
big and effed up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's dressed impeccably. He's dressed in a very fine suit.
So I feel like I should get half credit.
Yeah, that is pretty close.
And what are we giving you half credit for?
Oh, I bet last time that Mr. Underhill was actually a monster under the hill.
He was a Satan.
Oh, he's not a monster
He's a
under
Satan.
the hill.
Oh, he's
No,
a
he's
Satan.
not. He's a human.
He's a Satan. He's a human
He's
Satan.
Huh?
Doc's mom told them that anybody rich was the devil.
That's true. She did say that.
Yeah, he's not the devil. You hear an engine start. This man is standing there looking at you.
Sir,
Yes.
we lost, or I guess misplaced, a pair of FBI agents. I was wondering if you or your associates had any idea where they might be and if they were safe.
I have no interest in the rule of government of this country. I do not know what your FBI agents are or are at.
Certainly. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Are they working with you on this task?
Not directly.
Alongside.
Then I would not worry about them. Your mission, like mine, is to be wholly devoted to this task. You
Fair
cannot
enough.
let evil control the artifacts.
Understood.
How are we gonna get this tablet back to Britain?
Mhm.
A truck pulls up. It's the FBI agent's truck. And the men all look at Mr. Underhill, and Underhill is like, load the tablet into the truck, you fools. And they all scramble very quickly, setting down their guns, and like 6 of them all pick up the the stone at the same time and are starting to carry it and put it in the truck, you hear one of them go, "God dang, this is a heavy rock." "You're lucky you're not mining today, but tomorrow you will for failure." "Oh, gosh." They load the stone up into the back of the truck. Who's got the list of artifacts?
I got a list. Well, I got the poem.
Okay. So run down the list and see what you have and what you have learned.
Okay. In the land of the Asians, where the stars align, 8 artifacts of power shall the portal bind. 1 to speak with spirits is found in the crypt. We haven't found that one yet.
Yeah, that's the mask.
Yeah, that's the mask.
Oh, that is the mask? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Duh. Let's see. 1 to shield from harm. That's the necklace / tablet.
Yep, that's the tablet. Yep.
1 hidden in the ship. That one we haven't found yet. 1 to reveal secrets. That's the orb. 1 to unlock charm. That's the book. 1 to control elements. Was not the crystal skull, so we don't have that either. 1 in plain sight. We know now that that's the ring, but we don't have that.
Yeah.
And the last will be the hardest to obtain from open fight. Together they hold the key to unlock the gate to Carcosa's twisted fate.
Okay, so you have a luminary standing in front of you. He has told you the dagger went to St. Petersburg.
And something else is in Holland.
Yep, the flute went to Holland.
Which is the flute? Is the dagger the item with from open fight?
That would be the one that you guys know is in St. Petersburg, yes.
Okay. So we will have to literally fight, theoretically.
I mean, there's
we haven't really done any fighting so far in this game, so...
What?
True. Well, I mean, it's basically the Siberian front. So I didn't know. Okay. So there are 2 that we don't know what they are. I wonder if we should ask him what they are. He said, hinting broadly with a terrible, terrible, terrible interpersonal skill, and a man literally screaming about the stench of the liar.
If there's nothing else, I think our business is concluded.
Is there any further information you can give us on these artifacts?
The one that went to Holland, I know, is a flute. And I know that they hid it in a ship.
All right.
I've told you the dagger is in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, this lines up with what Pontus told us. And this ring that's supposed to be in plain sight, any idea where in plain sight?
It was left in the Black Forest where the ritual was performed. Should have been pretty obvious. Okay. It's a magnificent ring.
Is it an actual ring? Or like...
Yes.
Okay. Does the Black Forest cover anything? Does it cross into any other countries besides Germany?
Mostly Germany, but it might go into Switzerland, but mostly Germany is the implication.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, if we have to go straight into Germany and we need to be in the Black Forest, it might be easier to enter from a different country.
Yeah.
Even if it takes us longer to cross it.
Yeah. Okay. Especially if we have to bring everything there.
The Brigadier was wearing Clyde's actual necklace, was he not? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is not a separate item.
Nope.
No, it's a piece of the tablet.
That's what I wanted to make sure of.
But, it's got 3 more corners.
Yeah, and didn't Frederick have something around his neck? Even though Frederick is clearly not a real person at all.
No, he had some scars. He had a bunch of scars.
Yeah, this time around he didn't.
Okay. And Granny Weatherwax didn't have something around her neck. I must have imagined that. Okay. Cool. Moving on.
And so the Keys of Solomon is... What's that exactly?
The Key of Solomon is a ancient artifact written by the king who thought he could control spirits and demons, but he realized it was too dangerous and hid it away.
Okay. Would it take any special means to destroy, or can we just burn it?
It would take a very special person to destroy the Key of Solomon.
And it is a literal key?
It's a spell. Written on papyrus. Solomon never used it or used it infrequently, but there was a wizard that wanted to use it to control and summon greater demons to this world. And we stopped him. We locked the Key of Solomon in Carcosa.
So to destroy the King of Solomon, we have to go to Carcosa.
Yes.
You will need to go and get the Key of Solomon from Carcosa, yes.
And that will likely drive us mad.
If you're lucky.
As a rule, I am not.
I don't suppose any of these other items would protect us from going mad, would they?
No. These artifacts only together open the gateway to Carcosa.
So we have a physical description of all the artifacts that we need to collect at this time.
No, we still don't know what the one to control elements is. Do we?
Sir, what is the one to control elements?
Is that the flute?
Don't remember. It is not the
That's
flute.
the one hidden in the ship.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember. Okay.
It's been a long time on that one. I know that they took it to... Jeremy, what is my favorite book?
Dracula, sir.
Yes, they took it to that region where the Dracula is from.
Romania?
Pennsylvania?
Yes, that is it, Romania. Was not known by that name when I was young.
Transylvania, perhaps.
Dutch is quietly pleased that everybody in the group is such a nerd that everybody knew where Dracula was from.
Well, the movie just came out a couple of years
That's true.
ago.
That's true.
Yeah. Bela Lugosi is killer.
Yeah.
Now we know roughly
Yeah.
something. And there are 7 total artifacts, including the Key of Solomon?
No, there are 8, not including the Key of Solomon. So the mask, the tablet, the flute, the orb, a book, whatever the one in Romania is, a ring, and a dagger.
Okay. I'm worried about the ring.
You're worried
The day
about
is
it?
getting late. It's
Okay.
time to leave. And he slowly turns and lumbers back to his car. The one that he's been referring to as Jeremy runs over, opens the car door, and he squeezes inside, and you can see the springs just being weighed down. And then Jeremy runs into the front seat and drives the car away. The other men are kind of standing around looking at each other. I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here before tomorrow. And he just drops his gun and just beelines it into the forest.
Not a bad idea.
You don't want to double cross Mr. Underhill, says another one, and he also runs in the opposite direction. The others just kind of stand there looking kind of like, crap, we got no options.
Well, thank you for your help. Let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You're able to get back into the truck and head back. Where are you heading? Where are you going?
Let's go back to town. Back to the what has become our base of operations, which is the agent's house.
Co-opted agent house.
Yep. See if they're there, and
there's nobody there. On the ride back to town, are you guys saying anything to anybody? I mean, 2 of you are in the front, 2 of you are in the back. In the front seat, there is a diary. There is a ledger. What else did you guys have from? There's a Kaiser helmet.
Yeah. I don't even remember where the ledger was from.
You
Was it from
grabbed that when you
Underhill?
were running out of the exploding counterfeiting office.
Oh, yeah. We should get that to the
That's
FBI.
Yeah, that's the general's ledger.
Yep.
Who's in the front and who's in the back? And are the people in the back with the thing?
Yeah, the people in the back would be in the back with the tablet.
Yep.
Okay.
So, generally speaking, Dutch is going to try to go shotgun because that way his
Okay.
hair doesn't get messed up in the wind.
Okay. So Dutch and Blisco in the front, Doc
Mhm.
and Valentino in the back. It's still
Well.
bitterly cold.
Doc is going to see if there's anything else on the tablet that looks translatable, since he actually understood something once and is kind of enjoying being in on the being able to read cool stuff.
I mean, there's a bunch of weird like symbols.
Yeah. But nothing in Latin or Greek that I would necessarily understand.
No, you would know the exact same translation that Dutch did for Latin,
Dutch.
and since you know Greek, it's the exact same translation that you did before. Presumably, the Italian is the same thing.
So based on just what we're seeing, it looks like it's sort of the same warning in multiple languages, or legend, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Valentino, you speak any other languages?
I know French.
Is there any French on there?
No.
French is close to Italian. Look at this here. Does this look like in French it would say the same thing?
I don't know. Does it?
No. You don't understand what that is.
Nah, not really. I kind of can see a word here or there, but I'm not really getting context or anything.
Yeah, I need to learn my Romance languages. This is crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it says Insieme apriamo la porta, but that doesn't mean anything to you.
Right.
Front seat people have a conversation about anything?
Yeah. It's like, and then you remember the part where he's like, I don't drink. Oh, I.
Oh, yeah.
Such a great movie.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, as long as they don't do anything crazy, like make 1,000 sequel. No, I wouldn't say that. Like this hasn't happened. But yeah, I mean, it's just movie's just printing money now. I think.
Think there's any other stories like that we'll be able to get to see on the screen?
It would be cool if they got like other horror stuff. Like I don't know, what's another good horror book? Frankenstein?
I was saying, has Frankenstein hit yet?
1931.
Yeah, Frankenstein is very old.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a movie hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 31.
The movie would have been out.
Oh, okay. So then, yes. Well, yeah, there was Frankenstein. Although they got to be running out of like classic literature monsters.
Bride of Frankenstein came out in 35.
Daughter of Dracula was in the late 30s, wasn't it?
The Mummy came out in 32. So yeah,
horror,
you've seen
the Universal horrors stuff has been going strong for a little bit. Then,
yeah.
What about some of the other things?
Like some of the things we've run into, I hope they don't make a movie about those.
Oh no, not those. Like not scary stuff. Like any of them heroes.
Well, there are some movies about the pulps. I don't know.
Oh yeah, your serials. Yeah, you're very very familiar with the serials. There's a lot of pulp adventures there. Flash Gordon.
Parsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit a bump in the road and the diary falls onto the floor along with the ledger.
I kick it under the seat. No, I'm just kidding. I pick it up and open it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. You can translate March 30th, 1551. Time is a lie. I woke up on the floor surrounded by my notes and diagrams. The whispers are now constant companions, guiding my hand as I sketch incomprehensible symbols and equations. I'm close to understanding, but also close to breaking. And you note down at the very bottom of the page, if you flip through, you get to like the very last entry in the diary, and it's just crazy symbols and scribbles. I will live forever, but at what cost? I must hide this diary now from eyes, so no one knows my true sins. I will have to take a new identity in this land, but I know not what my fate will bring me. Goodbye. And it's signed, Johannes Unterberg.
Oh, of course.
That noise. It's a voice. It's oh. I figured it out.
Oh yeah, what did you figure out?
Unterberg is probably German
Yeah.
for Underhill.
Dun,
Bum, bum, bum.
Mountain.
I don't know what a berg is. That's why the voice is the same. Ooh, Stephen, you are sneaky.
Not really.
Yeah, but it's Carlos reading it out loud.
Doing the voice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as like the script gets like more scattered, it's like just gets raspier.
You're doing your Jimmy Durante voice.
Yeah, there's other pages still stuck together, but yeah. Underhill, Unterberg, German. Yeah, it seems like maybe this is the same guy, but from 1551 to today.
Yeah.
He did something to live forever.
He implied he knew previous luminaries.
Well, he was a luminary.
Or yeah, he
technically is a luminary.
We know this from now. We know that it's him. So yeah, it's.
And we've seen what the artifact here has been capable of with what's the name of our friend?
Clyde?
Yeah.
I mean, Frederick.
No, he means Clyde.
Yeah. Blisco is just talking to Dutch. It's 100% just Clyde. There's no hiding anything right this moment. So, is it that unbelievable that he'd be the same?
No. I mean, first off, the things that we've seen, why not, right? Second, he looked awful. So, if you told me that he looked the way that he did because he was like partially necrotized or rotten or something like that, I'd believe it.
Yeah, so you guys read what you can in the diary, close it back up, get back into town. It's late afternoon.
Okay. Let's. Well, now that we have this tablet, I think we. Let me see. Yeah, let's just when we get to the house, we'll like park and then everybody get to the same place. Like maybe we'll all just like jump in the truck bed and talk about stuff.
Okay. I mean, you could probably cover up the stone with a tarp or something.
Sure.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Sure, but now we have this in our possession, which means if anything has a way of knowing that we have it, they're probably already coming. So I think we need to go tonight.
To Russia?
Well, back to Britain so we can get this to the Brigadier.
Yeah.
Do we have a plane?
Hopefully we can arrange for them to get us a plane, and if not, I can probably charter something with the money we have left.
Blisco can use his aircraft contact that he was going to try and use to circumvent all of Dutch's family.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier.
Okay. You can do that. I mean, there's certainly some other people that might have the means of helping you out.
Yeah.
I wonder who that could be.
Okay, so let's do this. I'll call the Brigadier, see if he's got any insight on his end as to what we should do. Somebody go get us some chicken fried sandwiches, and unless for some reason we can't or the Brigadier doesn't think it's a good idea, we'll just take off tonight Unless there's something else in this town we need to do, which, other than saying bye to Sissy and making sure that she's okay. But also we'd have to go all the way up the mountain.
Hopefully making sure Blake and Jones are okay.
I think we're Blake and Jones are on their own. Like, there's only so much we can do. Like, Dutch points at the tarp. Like, this is the mission. If trying to get Blake and Jones, we lose this, or we allow someone else to take it, then we lose the mission.
Okay. Who's going to call the brigadier? Who's going to go get sandwiches? And what are the other two people are going to do?
Blisco's getting sandwiches.
Okay. Blisco, you and who's making the call?
I'll make
Dutch?
the call.
All right. So you and Dutch walk over to the food place. It just says food on the outside. And Blisco, you go inside and you order a couple of sandwiches. There are some people that kind of look at you weird because you're really dirty. Like, they know you're not a miner, but you're covered in coal dust. A man with a green shirt and brown pants walks in with his dog, and he is goes up to the counter and orders a sandwich before you do. All right, Dutch, you're calling the brigadier?
Yep.
The phone rings, and you finally, when it finally picks up, it is an operator. You can't really, first you don't understand what she says, but it sounds like she's saying someplace in England. This is the new phone number that you called.
It's all chicken fried out here, but Franklin wanted a turkey.
There's a long pause. One moment. And then the sound that you heard before suddenly turns into a ring ring sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's picked up. Mr. Doolittle.
Oh. Hey, Sarge.
Carlos Arbogast, what are you up to now?
I was just trying to complete some missions here.
And how did it go?
It went well. We have the artifact.
That's excellent. That is excellent. Oh, this is going great. I cannot tell you. Hold on, son. And you can hear he puts his hand over the mouthpiece, and you hear some people talking. Listen, you boys need to get to Washington, D.C. by tomorrow.
Okay.
Come to the White House. Don't stop.
Okay.
Can you make it in time?
Washington, D.C. from...
Yeah, where you guys are at. It's going to be drive all night and lots of coffee.
Yep, we'll get a double pot of coffee for Blisco.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Anything else?
No. We'll just head straight there.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, great, thanks.
All right.
All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Hangs up.
Oh, and then you hear a click on the other end after you hang up. Yeah. He was waiting for you to hang up first.
Oh, okay. No, you hang up first.
All right, so what do the other two of yous do? Yeah, the drugstore has any medicines that you might need. I don't think you haven't used your first aid kit. No, so there's a difference between using your first aid kit, which gives you the 3 momentum, and then there's just performing first aid. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can refill it. No, you can only refill it once. And what do you do, Valentino?
I'm tucking to a book until everyone gets back.
Oh, a book, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You didn't tell Mr. Underhill that you had the book.
No, we did. Oh, with him now.
Yeah. No, he knew that you had the mask. There was something that he knew right away, that you had the mask. He didn't know that you had the book.
I told him I've been reading it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So everybody gets back to the house. And I guess the next question is, are you taking the truck to Washington, D.C., or are you going and getting your car and loading the stone into the car?
We'll try to see if it fits in the trunk of the car, I guess.
Okay.
We need to leave this truck here in case those guys come back, and
Right.
definitely take my car.
Yeah. After you talk with the sergeant, you go to Mr. Morrow, who is just having none of this. Just does not want to see you. And he looks at you and said, I promised my wife I wouldn't bring you no harm for the damages that you caused to my truck, but she didn't say nothing about your car. And he hands you the keys and walks away. And you go around the corner to where the car was left. And yeah, the hood ornament has been broken off. One of the fenders has been, torn off. There's at least one big crack in the window in the front windshield.
What a jerk.
Yeah, I paid him like double what any of those repairs would take. Oh, well, whatever, as long as it runs.
Yep, it starts up, and you are able to drive it back to the FBI house. And sure enough, even though this stone is not that bad, I mean, it is 2 feet by 4 feet, but trunk space back in the day, there was a lot of it.
Yeah,
so this thing will,
back there.
Yeah, this thing will easily fit in the trunk of your car with whatever remaining supplies and things that you guys have.
Yeah, we'll take the tarp too, just to wrap it up.
Yeah,
and then
probably cover up your guns and everything too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Blisco comes back and he's got one sandwich half eaten, and it looks like his pockets are full of other sandwiches, and he has a basket or a pail that looks to have other food in it, and it smells like chicken.
God only knows what it is, but it sure smells like chicken.
All right, boys.
Chicken this time.
I called the brigadier, and the general answered. Sergeant? The sergeant answered. So, I'm glad Mom and Dad are talking again. But we've got new orders. We gotta make it to Washington D.C. by daylight.
That's short notice.
Oh, you're there. You're there, Valentino. I thought you had your nose stuck in a book somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So where's everybody sitting? Who's driving?
Why is that second one a question?
I mean, you may be too busy eating your sandwiches.
No, I'll hold it. I'll hold it for him.
17-hour drive.
Yeah.
Blisco is ambidextrous when it comes to food.
Yeah. Yeah, Blisco's just like sandwich, and I hold up the sandwich, and he's like, coffee. I'll hold up the coffee for him to grab. They should invent some sort of thing where you can just put your drinks in cars.
Yeah.
Some sort of
you're
drink
going to
grasper?
some sort of restaurant that you just drive into. I mean,
if you guys, you figure out, Blisco, that if you can get from Barlow to Nashville, then you should have a fairly straight shot to Washington, D.C. You are about a mile outside of town, Blisco, when all of a sudden you see some flashing lights.
We getting pulled over?
Yep. And when you pull over, the police car turns on its high beam, so everything is just flooded with bright light. And you hear a car door close, and you hear a crunching, and as you look through your rear view mirrors, everyone, you can see a dark shape moving towards you. And there's a tap on the glass. On your side, Blisco.
Can I see him?
Yep. It's the sheriff.
All right, yeah. Roll down the window.
Well, you boys kind of had a little damage to your car, huh?
Yeah.
So are you leaving our city?
That's the plan, sir.
Well, good. Oh, hey, you're the doc, aren't you?
yes.
You did a mighty fine job on my deputy, and I just wanted to thank you for that.
Oh, I appreciate it. You're welcome, sir.
You think about sticking around, maybe? You could be mighty handy here in these parts. Our doc's getting a little old. You're a young feller.
I'll have to consider it once we're finished with our business elsewhere. But
Yeah, sure. Glad to have you. The rest of you, though. He looks at you, Blisco. You boys need to stay out of trouble and not come back here. You understand?
Sure. Yes, sir.
All right. Be about your business then. Drive on.
Let him step away from the vehicle and then head out.
Yeah, and as you head out, all you see in your rear view mirror is just a bright light and a dark shape. Critical Hit Punch All Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session, and Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2024 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.